Hi guys, it's Debbie with Debbie J's Crafting Corner. Today we're going to be playing with hot foil and the new Giannis collection. I believe it's called the Giannis collection. This is the Delightful Christmas collection by Giannis Makula. I absolutely love her. And I'm using two of her Glimmer sets. This one is called De-light-ful Christmas, and it's got a string of lights and all the bits to go along with it. And I think that is super cute. The sentiment says have a delightful Christmas. I think that's cute. Then we've got the Joyful Glimmer, which has this big glimmer sentiment and then some foliage to go around the outside. So we're going to actually be playing with both of those. I've got my Glimmer system over here to the side heating up, and as soon as it's ready, we're going to get started. So I'm starting off with the Delightful Christmas foil plate. It's already on my Glimmer system and heating up. So the light is already green, but I'm going to turn off the machine and turn it back on to give the plate a chance to double heat, I guess. Make sure it's nice and hot because I want it to transfer well. Sometimes the bigger plates don't transfer as good with one round of heat, but it should be fine with the second one. Now I'm going to place my foil down. This is going to go the shiny side down onto the hot plate. And then I can put my cardstock over the top. You always want to make sure that the matte silver is touching your card. That's the part that has the adhesive. And then I'll put down my thin shim and spacer pad. And this says it's ready to go, so I'm going to hit the timer and set that to the side. Once that timer, when the timer light goes solid, it'll be ready to put through my Platinum 6. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and crank that through my Platinum 6. And let's take a look. You can see all the lines, so it looks like it should be good. Ooh, that is lovely. I love it. Yep, that looks good. Foiled up those little basically little connector pieces, and now I'm going to die cut those out. Also hot foiling some more because I think I need more. I went ahead and cut out 3 different colors using this little die that does 5 of the little light bulbs, so I've got plenty of little lights to go on my tree, or to go on my lights rather. And I'm guesstimating where this needs to be. I can't really see through the plate where those little holes are, but I'm going to say that it's going to be okay regardless, which is one of the reasons why I'm using green cardstock for it. That way, if I'm off a little bit, all that's going to show through is a little bit of the green cardstock. And I think they look pretty perfect. So let me go ahead and grab my little guys here, and then I can start adding the little foil bit on there. And I probably used a little bit too much glue on there, but that's going to be okay because it does dry clear. Okay, so there I have my first little light bulb ready to install onto my string of lights. So I've decided I'm going to put the sentiment onto that same panel in some gold foil, and I'm just trimming off a little piece from my roll, so I don't need a lot for this. And then I'm going to use the hinge method to attach it. I'm going to place my foil down, and then I can place my sentiment on. Now I'm going to flip this over and put it onto my hot surface of my Glimmer system. Hit the button and add my spacer pad and thin shim. And it turned out perfect. So I'm trimming this down to 5 1/4 by 4. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue. Yes, I'm covering the foil. And picking up one of my little tiny lights and just add it on right over the top. And I think that looks perfect. Okay, so I think that looks fabulous. So I did decide I want to trim it down a little bit, and then I'm going to put some foil paper behind it, you know, as that matting layer around the edges. So that I think is going to be cool. So this is going to be now cut down to 3 3/4 by 5. Okay, so that's perfect. It basically means that the top wire and the bottom wire are right at the edges. This is some flimsy paper that is actually some that I got from, I think, Dollar Tree a long time ago, but it'll be fine for this purpose. It's just going to be a mat behind it. And next I need to grab out a card base. So I am going to adhere that red paper down just using a tape runner. I'm not going all the way to the edge on my paper because, of course, this is slightly smaller. Also, I'm not using liquid because you're going to be able to see the liquid probably through the paper because this is some real thin paper. But I think this is going to work fine. So it's going to adhere it down. So you're going to still have that little bit of red shine. And then I'm going to pop up my panel on some foam. And then we're just going to put this right down in the middle. So it's going to have that little bit of a border all the way around. And I think that turned out super, super sweet. So next we're going to be using the Joyful Glimmer set. This one is, Joyful Glimmer. And I'm already heating up the Joyful Sentiment. This is a layering glimmer set, so we're going to see how that goes. I'm going to do the Joyful out of gold, and then I'm going to do the foliage out of some green. And one thing that I've added recently to my glimmer system is I've got a couple of tick marks that are right at A2 size, so that if I center this in the center of that rectangle, it should be right about the center of my card. I will, of course, be trimming this down like I normally do, but we're going to lay our foil down, and then we can place our card right at those tick marks so everything is pretty much centered. We'll hit the button and just wait for that to finish up. Once the light turns green, we can go ahead and run that through the die cutting machine. I just noticed, I didn't notice it before, but it doesn't say joyful. It says be joyful. I did not notice that before. So let's see. Ooh, that is pretty. Okay, so there's the J. It's supposed to go about like that. So I'm basically lining it up with the letters. There are some parts that are overlapping, but that's because there's going to be some foliage inside the O and inside the U. And I'm going to take a decent size piece of tape. If you have too small of a piece of tape, you could wind up making your foil, your plate not go down completely straight. And if you do that, it's not really going to work for you. Placing that down, face down on there. Again, I've got the shiny side facing away from my card so that the adhesive side is touching the cardstock. Hit the timer, and once that goes off, we can run this through. Okay, moment of truth. I'm going to go ahead and run this through. We will see if I got it lined up. And if I didn't, it's just paper. I can start over. Look at that. I actually got it done right. That is lovely. Oh my goodness. I do need to add some red, and I might actually color all of these, but that is pretty. So I'm adding a little bit of red around on my little berries, and I'm actually not coloring the whole thing. I'm just dotting them on and leaving a little bit of a white highlight in places. And I think that might work. I might decide I want to go back in and add it. I think I am actually going to go ahead and add the whole thing. So I'm coloring in my little berries red, because I think that little highlight I was leaving, that little white, was a little bit too much white. And this does not in any way damage your foil. So now we've got a little bit of red in there. And this is a piece of pattern paper from the new Make It Merry Christmas card kit. And I think that's going to go really, really well with that. So for the red, I use my DR5, which is from Spectrum Noir. And this green looks good. This one is AG5. And just adding a little color to my leaves here. I just love how these plates turned out. And I'm shocked that I actually got it lined up pretty much perfect first time around. So guys, remember I tell you that if I can do it, you can too. I'm serious. If I can do this, you guys have got it made. Oh, that even looks better. Wow. As pretty as it was with just the white cardstock, I wasn't sure that adding any color to it was going to actually make it look even better, but wow. So I'm using some pattern paper from that card kit, and I'm going to do the same kind of thing that I did on the last card. I'm going to attach this to my card base with my dot runner adhesive, mostly because it is a thin paper, and sometimes when you're using thin paper and liquid glue, you wind up with lines on your paper where that you can see through it. And I don't really want to do that. And then I'm going to add some foam to the back of this. Again, like I did on the other one. And we're going to add that right in the center of the card. And that is about straight. I think it's still a tiny touch off. It's a little bit difficult sometimes to get it right in the center, but I think this is going to be good enough. This is also handmade, not Hallmark, so if you mess up, it's okay. Nobody's going to know but you. Now I'm going to add in some of the foliage. So I'm putting that in, but I do want a little bit of the berries to show through. I love these fall. I love the holly so much, but yeah, I'm going to cut it. This is actually painful. Then I'm going to see if I can use this piece instead. Use this piece first, and then I can try adding the other one on there. It's just I don't have enough space, and I don't want. Yeah, that's going to work. I don't want to waste a lot of that prettiness when I'm putting this on the cards, you know? It's like I want as much of it to be seen as I can. I don't want to hide too much of it. So we've got a little bit there. And I have more of the green paper. I have more of the red paper. And I have the dies, so I can always make more. So that is going to finish up this video using Yana's fabulous Christmas hot foil collection, De-light-ful. Let me make sure I get the name right again. It's the De-light-ful Christmas collection. Absolutely gorgeous. So anyway, absolutely love this. You guys have a wonderful day, and be sure to check out this playlist to see some more videos where I'm using Spellbinders products. You guys have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye guys.